Pharrell Williams, Pharrell Williams, Pharrell Williams. So I've been a fan of Pharrell nearly all my life, right? I'm talking about before I even knew that Pharrell produced this beat. SWV Use Your Heart. That's Pharrell Williams. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. I didn't even know that was Pharrell until like 2008 or 2009 when I looked in the comments section of a YouTube video where people were saying, yo, this is Pharrell, right? And then I would hear Pharrell on a lot of amazing tracks, and I would hear the production from the Neptunes, which is him and Chad Hugo. Him and Chad Hugo have since fallen out, which was a head scratcher for me, which maybe should have let me know that, and I don't know what happened in the particulars with that situation. Who knows? But maybe that should have hinted to me that Pharrell might be on some BS sometimes. I don't know, right? But anyway, I say that to say I've been a huge fan of Pharrell's music and songs and hooks and all of that in general. But he said something the other day that pissed me off. And like, for several different reasons. Now, I don't know what platform this was on when he was saying these comments. I'm not sure. I got to find out what platform this is on. But anyway, he's talking and he was basically saying that I'm going to paraphrase. He says that he's not a fan of politics. He don't like politics. He thinks politics is a magic trick, right? And he says that anything where you have to pick a side is just divisive. Anything where you got to pick a side, either or one or the other, is just divisive to him. He don't think politics is a good thing. He just don't like it, so on and so forth. And then he says some other stuff, but let me address the politics conversation. Let me just say this. With the regime, with the administration that we have in office currently, being black is political. For real. Being a black American for real is political with the administration that we currently have in office. When you have an administration trying to prevent teachings of certain black leaders in schools, right? Black leaders that were prominent during the civil rights era. When you're trying to eliminate conversations about systemic racism and how it's embedded in certain things, when you're trying to take that away so that you want to hide how black folks were done wrong for centuries, you want to hide that. That's political. When you're trying to eliminate memorials, not monuments, but memorials dedicated to black soldiers, so on and so forth, when you're trying to eliminate these things or cover it up or take away these memorials, that is political. When you're trying to erase black folks in general from certain parts of history, that is political. When you just don't want it being discussed or talked about or taught in school, that's political. Black identity is being threatened. So with the current administration we got in office, being black for real is political at this point. Now, it's not outright being a Democrat or a Republican. You know what I mean? It's not, oh, we talking about Democrats and Republicans, but a lot of the policies that are pushed that help or harm black folks are pushed by one party or the other. You know what I mean? So essentially, that is political. When we're talking about police brutality, systemic racism, these things are political in a lot of ways, all right? Even though it's not straight up Democrats and Republicans, yeah, it is. And when we're discussing the administration that we have in office, yeah, you got to pick a side. So unfortunately, we got to be divisive right now for a good cause. And there is no room for fence straddlers with certain shit right now. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. Pharrell might not like to hear that. But yeah, at times you got to draw a line in the sand. When you got people who are like, what's the word I'm looking for? When you got people who are threatening, should I say civil liberties? Or when you have people who are, what's the word I'm trying to look for? When human decency is like being threatened in a way. Just decency as a human being. You got to draw a line in the sand. Ain't no room for fence straddlers, and I don't want to be on either side, and I'm against all of it. No, 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 no. You got to pick a side. And that's just not even just in politics, it with everything. With everything. Pharrell Williams, he's won awards over his lifetime. Hell, people had to pick a side with that. I saw a clip of what you call it saying that, right? Was it Roland Martin saying that? Yeah, you got to pick a side. So that's just somebody had to pick or choose him. So in life, you got to pick one or the other. So yeah, man, it's how that goes. And to try to shy away from that being a reality, I think that's at this point, at his age, with what's going on in America, it's kind of silly. Right? Now, you can say you don't like certain things the Democrats do, you don't like certain things the Republicans do, right? But politics matter. They do. Well, let's go on to what else he said in the conversation. Then he moves on to talk about what people call DEI hires, diversity, equity, and inclusion, like those type of hires, right? Where he goes to black folks. Do you want to get hired because you're black, or you want to get hired because you're the best? Do you want to get praise because you're black, or I'm something along the lines of that? He said something else, but basically, do you want a job? Do you want the job because you're black or because you're the best, and all of that? And then people in the crowd goes, because I'm the best, right? And he says, certain people, there shouldn't be hirings due to skin color. You got a certain shade of skin and all this and all of that. And the whole time Pharrell is saying this, he's asking black folks, do you want to get hired because you black? Do you want the job because you're black or because you're the best? I thought to myself, Pharrell, when the fuck have black people gotten jobs because we black? When have you ever really seen that shit for real? Like, honestly, like in these higher paying jobs in corporate America, when we get these opportunities, we not getting nothing because we black. And this is dated back to the times from when our great grandparents were young, all the way to now. Black folks always have had this, what was the adage? Hey, we got to work twice as hard, a lot of times even 3 times as hard to get half of what a white American got. So we not just getting stuff because we black. Like, that narrative is bullshit. And it's also, you saying you're not picking a side, that's some Republican type babble. Some conservative MAGA babble. You want the job because you're black or because you're the best? For real, when the fuck have black people ever got jobs because we black and all? No, that's not a thing. That's not a thing that's been running rampant through our community. That's not a reality for us. We getting jobs because we black and all that shit. We wish we could have gotten that. Like, we wish they could play in our favor. That doesn't happen with us. He knows that. But a lot of times, a lot of these people who make a lot of money, they've amassed generational wealth. They've rubbed shoulders with these elites, and they start thinking they get way out of touch with us and start talking just like them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Pharrell, that shit, when you say that, you're alienating black folks. Ain't none of us getting jobs because we black. That's not a reality. But it's not surprising to me, and I always say this, and I know some brothers are going to get offended when I say this. I'm very weary of black men who are really heavy into the fashion industry, like Pharrell is, high-end fashion. I'm not talking about like streetwear. Brothers that are into high-end fashion and are in that high-end fashion world, like Kanye West and all of that, they in that high-end fashion world and that designing high-end fashion. When they in that atmosphere, I'm very weary of these brothers because a lot of times these brothers become off cold, right? Their identity seems to shift, or they throw their black identity to the side in order to assimilate with the higher ups in the fashion industry, with the white elites in the fashion industry. And at times they'll say things, offhanded comments about black folks. They'll get the bug dancing and soft shoeing. I've seen that. I've seen it with Kanye. I've seen Dapper Dan soft shoe a little bit in his Breakfast Club interviews and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him soft shoe at times. So it's kind of like, yo, something about brothers in the industry, and even not even ASAP Rocky, he's not. I don't think he got no clothing line or nothing like that, but he's super into high end fashion. And we've heard the shit he said about black folks and why I gotta be like I'm Martin Luther King. I wanna. He said he want to fuck foreign girls and look at nice art. All he got to do is be black and die. Don't ask him about no black issues, no black this, black that. He just want to F foreign girls and and look at cool art and shit like that. A black motherfucker from Harlem said that. ASAP Rocky, right? And when his ass got locked up overseas, come crying to black folks to rally behind him. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, ASAP is not a designer in the fashion industry, but he's heavy into that. And a lot of brothers, and he wants to be in that fashion world. And a lot of them brothers that want to be in that world, like super tied up in it, a lot of them throw their black identity away to assimilate to the white elites in that industry. And they forget about the black struggle and things that are true and endearing to our community so they can be endearing to their fashion industry. You know what I mean? So I'm not really even shocked if Pharrell is just BS though, because he's pushing a narrative that a lot of the other MAGA Republicans push, that we as black folks, we getting jobs because we black. You know, that whole thing where people thinking that we like, what is the Charlie Kirk? When Charlie Kirk was out here basically making it seem like, oh, if I see a black pilot on the plane, I'm gonna wonder, hey, I hope he's qualified. Hey, I hope he's qualified. And I said, what makes you think an airline would risk would risk lawsuits, billion-dollar lawsuits and stuff, just to hire a black person, just so we can have to meet a quota or for affirmative action? No, pilots have the lives of hundreds of people in their hands. They're not gonna just hire anybody because they black. No, a lot of black folks that get hired in a lot of these high-paying jobs, we the best of the best. Black folks be the best of the best to get to even break into the door. So him saying that's a bunch of BS, man. You know, and to me, that's a slap in the face of black folks. Sitting up here talking about I ain't picking no side and you know all of that, and you sounding like a MAGA conservative Republican when you saying that. So yeah, that was disrespectful for him to say that. Yeah, I'm pissed about it. Yeah, I'm checking him about it. Because he needs to know what he said was foul and it is not accepted. I don't care how much I like your music. I don't care how much I like your production, all of that. Yeah, you might have been cool in interviews, but we got to check you when you need to get checked. And that's what we got to do as black folks. You got to check black folks, even check other black folks you might like. You might like their music and all that. When they out of pocket, check them. Because he'll keep going and running around and spewing this same bullshit on all these other platforms he get on. So yeah, I'm like, yo, when have we ever, for real? I'm sure you had to break down barriers to get into the industry. And don't forget, when you first started out, when you was making all them songs like SWV, Use Your Heart and Shake Your Ass and all of that, and was black folks rallying behind you. It wasn't them white elites in the fashion industry buttering up to you when you was making them songs and producing them tracks, right? When you was the Neptunes, you making beats for Jigga Man and all of them, hey, black folks was riding with you then. So don't be talking like a white conservative up in here, a white MAGA. Just some anti-black talking points you're spewing. We got to be careful of what we saying out here. You want the job because you're black or because you're the best? What? We got to be the best to get the job, bro. That's always been our history. That's always been our story. We ain't never just got nothing because we black. Like, what? Even when we got family members in there, we still, a lot of black folks don't even still want to try to get our people in there because we know they looking at us and we don't want them to think, hey, we hiring our people just to do it, even though they do it all the time. Like white elites be hiring their family members who are not qualified all the time. And when black folks be in position, a lot of us be scared to do it because we don't want nobody looking at us or wondering what people gonna think if we do that. So yeah, man, like we ain't getting jobs just because we black. Like, no. No, man, like, and Yeah, man. I really, really think that was just foul, and I think that was a slap in the face to black folks. Pharrell, it's one of the silliest stuff one of the stupidest things I've heard, for real. Like, now it's not because Lil Wayne has said way stupider things than Pharrell. Wayne has said a whole bunch of stupid BS, like top tier stupid, But this is it's silly though. Hey, I find it very disrespectful in my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Pharrell Williams' comments in the comment section below. Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm out, y'all. Peace.